Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Welcome, Team No Excuses presents the Ray Lewis Show. If you don't have energy for life, I'm trying to tell you, you got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. I mean, you got to find it. And this week, I need you only relate to me as sugar. This week, you got to stay with me because the person that I have coming on this week, when I tell you one of the greatest hurricanes that I've ever seen touch a football, I'm just telling you, just special, the essence and grace. I mean, I gave him his own name, right? I started calling him Easy. You know, it's just because of his style of play. But I think it was his integrity on how he approached the game. And every time that I get to do this show, I get to go back, I get to go forward, and I get to present you guys with opportunities to listen to people that achieve greatness. And this next person, without further ado, a hurricane, somebody that's near and dear to my heart, one of the greatest Canes ever, one of the greatest Colts ever, the great and newly welcomed brother to the Hall of Fame, Edgerrin James. EJ.
Hey, what's good? What's good? Thanks for having me on, man. Dope show, man. You already know.
What's
good? What's going on?
I got to jump into this. What was your feeling when you got the call from the Hall of Fame?
Well, at first, after going through it for a couple of years, you kind of like, your first year, so you be like kind of excited, be like, it ain't gonna happen or whatever. And so it kind of just be like chilling a little bit. Yeah. But then after you get off the phone, because I wasn't at the hotel, I didn't do the hotel thing, But after I got off the phone, it really settled in, like it's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real now. You don't realize it until it's like it's official. Like after you get off the phone with Baker, you like, hey, yeah, we in there forever. It's real now.
Bro, look, we've done a lot of things, right? We've done a lot of things at the U. We done ball with the best. But now you're part of a very elite family, right? It's only less than 400 people in the world that will have on that jacket that you're about to put on. What does that mean for you and your family and where you came from and the dreams and the visions of what you wanted to be and now you're finally doing it?
No, it means everything. First of all, you think about all the work you put in, but there's other people that put in work too. Mm-hmm. And you, like when I go to the parks and I see all these kids, in South Florida, football is everything. So when you go into them parks, you see thousands of kids out there and all you do is reflect back. Like you used to be one of those kids, but now you're one of the few that was able to actually achieve the ultimate. The ultimate goal is to get that gold jacket. That's what really like make it really stand out. When you see all the kids that's doing it now, you see yourself that used to be one of those kids that was out there also, and knowing that everybody's not gonna make it and how tough it is to make it.
Right. How did you come up with your presenter, Irsay?
I would say my man, I just think it was appropriate, it was appropriate. And I know it means a lot to an owner, for somebody that, there's a lot of people come through a franchise, and a lot of players, but to have somebody that actually choose you to be their presenter, it's a great respect from both sides. And Irsay always treated me good from the first day all the way through. And even when I went to Arizona, Irsay was still my man, and that says a lot because, we're in a business. Yep. And in the business, you get treated just like a business, you know what I'm saying? You get it like a piece to the puzzle. You know how it is in this game. Yeah. But when you get somebody that like genuinely mess with you, genuinely that really care and cool with you, and you develop a bond that not business decision can't really break, that gives the situation a little bit more value, and I think it's only right. And for me, that was my number one choice. And I don't think I even looked to nowhere else, because that's the one who I wanted.
Wow. Brother, listen, man, you know me now. You know the love we got for each other. So I got to tell you straight up as a big bro, congratulations. I am
appreciate it.
to invite you into the family. I can't wait for you to walk down that gauntlet just to see what that feels like, because it's an unreal thing, right? The Ray Michigan luncheon, bro, it's just a different experience that we never knew existed until you're able to in that room, bro, with all of these greats, man. And you'll see it, you'll feel it. How did Edge get to the University of Miami? I got to go back.
Man, a lot of grit, a lot of grind.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot of things that fall in your favor too, because we could easily get turned this way or that way. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing about being able to get to the University of Miami, because when I went to the University of Miami, I didn't have my the grades. They had a new sliding scale, and it came out that year. So they made an adjustment with the ACT scores. You couldn't just score you couldn't just score 17 like everybody else in the previous years do. I had to score like a 19, and we didn't get that information till late. So it was a challenge, you know what I'm saying? And then the University of Miami only had limited scholarships, but they held the scholarship for me, and so that's one thing that always stands out, because they had limited scholarships, and they held one. And a lot of people want to go to the U, but for them to hold one, that meant a lot. And that's why I hold that school near and dear, because it's real, but real recognized real. They know what they was getting, and I know what I was getting into. So it worked out like it's supposed to.
I love it. Give me your backfield. How many backs you had and the names you had when you were there. I just wanted to let people understand the depth of.
But we had but when I came in, it was, remember, deferred Daniel Ferguson. They had Tyrell McMillan, James Jackson, and then we had Najee Davenport. Two of those, three was in the pros, and then after that, that's when Willis, Clinton, Frank, everybody came. So everybody was like a pipeline that was going. So, but the ones I played with was James Jackson and Najee, and deferred. He was a senior when I came in as a freshman, and Tyrell McMillan. So, but that backfield stays stacked at the U. It's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? It's a gift and a curse, because you're not gonna get all those college accolades, because we're gonna share that ball, and you're not gonna get the way you're gonna get the ball 30 times or whatever. So when you get an opportunity, you better take advantage of it.
Yeah. What was your best? Give me your best memory. Give me your best memory at the U.
Man, the U full of memories. So it's like
memories. That's why I want that one. That's why I need that one.
Man, it's so hard, man. But my last carry in the Orange Bowl was a touchdown. So that right there that meant a lot, because the Orange Bowl don't exist no more, and that's when we knocked them boys off from UCLA. And leaving, during that game, I thought get out and do my thing. I go to the sideline, I tell my boy Rob Mack, like, hey, it's over. I'm up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that stamped it, So that's one game that a lot of people remember, but that's one game I remember, because I knew that's when it's official. Like, hey, this it. I'm leaving home.
Yeah. What type of, give me your workout regimen. What were you doing? What set Edgerrin James apart? What made you, first of all, let me come from a linebacker's perspective, right? Your balance, right? Your shiftiness on how you shift in and out of holes. Your feet was absolutely incredible. Was those natural gifts? Or did you do something? Did you do ballet? Did you jump rope a lot? What made you so good?
I just think it's a natural gift, the way my body's structured, so it's like it actually benefited me to play in the position. And plus I was just naturally tough. I'm just tough, you know what I'm saying? And so when it comes to working out, I always made sure my legs were super strong, because as a running back, if you can't break a tackle, you can't play. So you got to always pull through. So I just always took care of my body, and I always just made sure that I was strong in the right parts, Like I wasn't going to get in that gym and try to bench 500, Nah, but I'm gonna make sure my legs doing what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna make sure the right parts are prepped and ready, you know. So my workout always consisted of things that applied strictly to me as a running back. I didn't, you know, if I go into it with a strength and conditioning coach and he give everybody the same workout, I'm not doing that. I need something that's tailored to me. And that's what I did. I got into everything that was just tailored to me and only me, you know. And I think that's super, super important. A lot of people, they just do what everybody do. And that's not what's gonna get you there. What's gonna get you there, what's gonna make you good is you gotta get everything that's tailored to your body, your style and your strengths. And you just go from there.
Who is the one or two running backs from high school, college, NFL that you love to watch? Those 1, 2, 3 running that you love.
I always Walter Payton was my favorite that I like to watch. You know, like growing up, you know, it was my favorite. And then the other running back that I like the most, that I always like watching is Fred Taylor. You know, that's my man, but I always like Fred because, you know, Fred was always smooth, big, and Fred hit that big run. You know, Fred could make that thing go. And that's one player that I always like watching. I always told Fred too, because as a running back, you know, everybody competing. But like me, if I like what somebody do, I'm gonna be like, hey, I like his style, the way he run that ball and the way he doing his thing. So Walter Payton, Fred, it's a lot of great backs, but I used to always like watching those two.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen to me, right? So you get drafted in 99 and you get drafted with another great who's going in the same year. Well, he's after you, but yeah, going the same year, which is Peyton Manning. What was the relationship like when you and Peyton got to Indy almost at the same time, but 1 year apart? What was that relationship like, and what was it like with you playing with him for so many years?
Well, I think the thing that kind of set us apart was we hit it off like from day one. It's like I ain't really know him, and I ain't really, you know, I'm into doing my thing, coming to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Indianapolis. It wasn't a place that everybody said, "Oh, you're going to Indy, this winning team." It was a team that was 3-13. So we just went to work. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. And you know, it's like I'm coming from the U. We got a lot to prove because we want to carry ourselves a certain way. You know, when we get to the NFL, so we always trying to represent. And I'm just working, doing my thing, and then he doing his thing, and the bond just built from there because, you know, you're not going to do too much work that's going to make me say, hey, let's go in. I done had enough. You know what I'm saying? You out there, I'm out there. You say pull up, I'll pull up. You know, it's like, because my whole world is consumed around this game and his whole world consumed around this game. So it worked. It was one of those things to where you start saying, okay, what you see on the what's going to make you audible? What's going to make you change the play? You start getting into in-depth conversations versus somebody that's calling a play. Like if he see the safety come down and he check out, it's like I can already anticipate what he's about to do because of the conversation, because of the relationship, and you know, spend that extra time. So those are things that I think a lot of people didn't understand, or a lot of people don't get to that point. And as a quarterback, you got to learn to trust your running back. And as a running back, you got to trust your quarterback. And if he see me break off a fake, he know it's trouble coming, right? Because that means it's a blitz coming. That's how in sync we were. So we built that. And he like, if we talking and I say, man, look, if I break off, trust me, somebody coming. You know what I'm saying? And they coming. You got Ray Lewis coming down the A gap, B gap. You best believe I'm gonna stick my face in there. You know what I'm saying? And they got to, you know, and they got to feel it. You know what I'm saying? They got to know it, but you got to be in sync. You know, you can't be robotic. So we built that type of relationship to where like we was in sync playing. But I learned a lot I learned more about the passing game, and he learned more about what the running back see from both of our perspectives, because it's certain things like if that man don't carry that fake out, you know what I'm saying? That means that safety coming downhill fast. But if he carry that fake, he holding it, that little bit helped me. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of little things that go on that people don't realize, and that's what make the relationship get stronger and better as a as players and as teammates.
Absolutely. Your favorite teammate to play with, that you played with, who's your favorite teammate of all time you played with?
Somebody? I don't have just one, man, because it's all situations.
Give me a couple. I get the question.
Hey, Ray, man, I'm living life, man. I got some teammates, man. We gonna hit the streets, like. So you got to be real specific with me, because some teammates cool, just like we gonna hang out. Some teammates, like he good for on the bus, he good for in the locker room, but man, I'm all around. I can't just say one person. You tell me, we out. Hey, Ray, when we go to a city and we know we're gonna have Victory Monday,
right?
That's the teammate I'm with.
I got it.
Yeah, like, so you can't, I ain't gonna do nobody at this certain say, oh, this is my favorite teammate. Nah, man, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? So I had a bunch of great teammates, but I like the ones that like to live like I live. A lot of people had to go home, Yeah. I ain't have to go home. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people had responsibilities. Hey, I'm living free spirit out there, so absolutely. Them the teammates you hang with, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. How special, last person, how special will this moment be when you see your mom and you're on that stage?
Oh, man, it's going to be dope, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's just like most athletes, most African-American athletes, we all come up in single-parent homes. And so we know the mom is that figure, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when you come up right there, you start saying that, like, we got it out the mud, like we did this, like we here, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what's good, because, there's a lot of parents out there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But there's only a few parents that got a son with a Hall of Fame jacket, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, so pat yourself on the back, mama, because like you one of a kind, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, Edge, let me tell you something, brother. Kane for life. I love you, brother. Yeah. Congratulations, man. Welcome to the family. And I can't wait to celebrate with you, man. It's going to be one heck of a moment. I'm telling you,
man.
You buckle up, because it's a different experience once that jacket go on, brother. It's
this Edge, man. I'm different. You know what's up.
The great Edgerrin James.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother, man. Thanks for joining, baby.
All right, man. Anytime, Ray.
All right, baby.
All right, cool.
So it's those things that I think in life, it gives you the opportunity, right? I left college before him, but I watched his greatness, right? Because we cheer every moment for whoever your team is. And I watched this young kid grow, and I watched him develop into a young talent and then to a grown man. And now I get to welcome another Hurricane into the Hall of Fame. Like, it's one of those surreal things, right? Because it's almost like, how do you do that? Like, how do you get here? And so for me, it's like, what's been going on? I think everything has been going on. I've been moving around. I've been traveling like crazy, but I tell you what I have been doing. I have been challenging myself, and I have been putting these principles in front of me every second of my life. And every day there's something that I'm learning. I'm learning something new every day. I'm really coming out of my comfort zone, because the moment we started this show, one thing that's coming out of this show is it's impossible to actually listen to this content and actually apply it and don't change. You will change, and everything around you will change, and the people around you that want to change. I'm learning something new every day. And that's why I do not want to delay this much longer. Buckle up, here we go. This week on Championship Mentality, we discuss the importance of nutrition as the main part of your lifestyle change. The importance of nutrition. And without further ado, I got to bring in the man who helps me, who's kept me in the right places that I need to be, my coach, world's favorite trainer, 3 years in a row, coach himself. Coach, get on in here and let's drop off these principles and let's go back to work. What's up, Coach?
Here we go. Good to see you, man. First of all, shout out to Edgerrin James, man. Congratulations on him and joining that Hall of Fame. This week, we're talking about the importance of nutrition. And I know we're on the body, and this is so important. Some would say that this is more important than the workouts. I'm sure you've heard the saying before, you can't outwork a bad diet. So this is important. But on a deeper level, everything you put in your mouth really should be providing you energy, not really damaging your body. We're not going to get into different diets and ketos and Atkins diets and all those things today. That's a course that we don't get into. We like to simplify. Yeah. So when you think about this nutrition, it really is the process of providing or obtaining the food necessary for health and growth. And that's why you want to eat. You want to eat foods that give you energy. You want to eat foods that require sunlight and water to grow, foods that give you life. You want to drink more water. This is a water planet. We're basically water beings. Yeah. You want to do the simple things by doing that. And so just like the analogy with the car, let's make it practical. You have a car. You got a choice when you pull up to the gas station. Regular unleaded, mid-grade, or premium. When you get a certain type of expensive vehicle, and they don't even have to be expensive these days, you'll see a little note up there that says premium fuel only. Yep. And it's telling you to provide the right gas, the right nutrition in order for this car to run effectively. The same way with our bodies. Make sure you're feeding your body premium fuel. You don't want to go to the gas station and feed your car premium fuel and then feed your body regular fuel.
But it's the same. But look, but take the car analogy a little further, right? Because when you don't take care of the car the right way, what first things start coming on? The lights start coming on, right? Signs start coming up, right? This ain't right. That ain't right. Then before you even change gas, if you ever switch gases in your car, before you switch gases, the first thing you must do is empty all of the gas that's in your tank out of the tank before you switch gases, right? Sometimes we go into these different programs and we pile everything that we're saying is new on top of old. What I'm telling you is clean out all of the old, right? Because this is the thing. See, we don't have lights. We don't have lights that give us signs. But guess what? This is why we don't have lights, because God created us to be the light. We are the light. That's why he says, honor thy temple, right? Because when you honor thy temple, you are always in control of how you feel. A lot of people post every day how they look. You rarely hear people post on how they feel, because see, feeling and looking is two totally different things, right? You take a nice car on the outside, you go to the car wash, you get that thing cleaned up, you put that polish on the wheels, and you get down the road and you sitting on the side of the road because you didn't take care of the oil.
With a clean car.
Coach, it's listen, fueling your body with nutritious foods is the highest form of self-respect. Wow. Just listen to me. We are the light. You are the light. If you are joining this show every week and you are not changing, then something is wrong. Either you're listening and not applying, or you're listening and don't respect what we're talking about you, right? Each one of us has our own individual selves that we must respect. And I'm telling you, if you watch, how funny is it that you hear people call things fast food? Fast food means fast problems, fast worries, and fast doctor visits. That's exactly what it means, right? And so when you don't take time, we're not going to tell you what to eat, right? I'm a pescatarian. I've been a pescatarian for years. I don't eat meat, right? Because people say, hey, how you keep size on if you don't eat meat? Because the only thing that follows work is results. That's it. Everybody want to tell you about all these different things. The fact is, you take care of your body just like a car. A car will last you sometimes 300,000-400,000 miles. Yes. Just by you take care of it, Coach.
Absolutely. And love yourself enough and, again, to care about what you started to put in your body. I'm going to tell a very quick story. Like at the end of every Sunday game when Ray was playing, I'm talking about definitely the 15 years that we were together, his mom would cook food for him that would be prepared after the game. I'm talking about greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes, greens, beans. I mean, she got everything. Turkey wings. She got fish, fried fish, baked fish. She got spaghetti. She got everything. And I'm telling you, some of the best food I ever had in my life. I mean, I paid for it. And sometime during the week, you know, if you're feeling kind of light or what have you, he would call mom and say, you know what, mom, I need a meal. Next thing you know, here come a tray of spaghetti, aluminum foil, everything. I'm talking about to a T. But this one, I knew something had changed. One day, we just relaxing, you know, we focusing. He said, I'm not eating mama food no more. You know how you had those moments where you like, nah, this ain't happening. I know he ain't just said what he said because, you know, mama cooking, something you look forward to. I can't do it no more. I ain't eating mama cooking. I'm like, he tripping. Do you know that this man switched out from eating his own mother's delicious food?
Yeah.
Delicious food. Yeah. And he stopped eating spaghetti. You know what, Mom? That's refined carbs. You know what? She's starting to cook a little bit of this right here with the fried. I don't need that for where we're going on this field, what I'm doing in my life, and how I need my body to respond. So when people read the story about your tricep, sure, you didn't miss a recovery. Sure, you applied the ice. But the nutrition played a very important role in the healing. And it's not just for the body, it's for your mind too. If you eat healthy, you start to feel better. And you have better moods, and you eating foods that give you life and energy because you're eating optimum foods that come from this earth. God is amazing. For every illness that we have, he have a herb or something that's been rooted in the ground to protect us from healing. You've heard the saying before, let thy food be thy medicine.
Yep.
Eat according to it. So if you pre-diabetic, Google the foods that help with diabetes. It'll give you a list. If you got inflammation in your body, Google the foods that take out inflammation.
Yep.
More importantly, you might need to Google the foods that cause inflammation. It'll give you a list. This is not a rocket scientist. You don't need to hire a dietitian. All it takes is your time or research. Now, remember, if you go back to one of those principles on championship mentality, is mind, body, and spirit. So you don't want to be eating healthy with the body. You want your mind to be healthy too. Yep. What you're watching, what you're hearing, all those things, but also your spirit. And so you must equally cherish that as well. So this is why it's so important to have a constant diet of the word of God, so that it will get down into your heart.
Amen.
And when trouble comes, the word is what will come out of your mouth.
Absolutely.
And it'll create whatever the word says. So if you don't get nothing out of this, healthy nutrition, but healthy mind and healthy spirit too. You got to feed all three parts, baby.
Good nutrition. This is what's crazy. And this is what, to your point, why I told my mom and why I stopped eating my own food at a time. Because
that still don't sound right. Excuse me. That still don't sound right.
We was coming up though from tradition, right? And tradition in our neighborhoods was salty, sugarish, fried, everything, right? And so when I really wanted to go to the next level of life, and I'm telling you, good nutrition will prevent 95% of all diseases, right? Because the body is built to take care of itself. God created us to take care of itself if you take care of it, right? And so when I started to transform and go into that, that's when I started to hire more chefs, right? People who were really understood what type of nutritional value that I was actually looking for. That's why I moved away from mom. And then mom realized, okay, I got to step up my game, right? And then she started cooking differently, right? And she used to call me and say, remember, she used to call and say, I got a pan of salmon in there. I didn't put that much salt on it. So her game started to adjust. But what it was is, my mom's a diabetic. And so I've lost a lot of people to poor health. I've lost a lot of people in my life to poor health. And I truly believe this. I truly believe that we all have our time, that when we're going to go. I believe that. But I truly believe also that we can prolong our time. I believe if we take care of the temple the way we're supposed to take care of the temple, this earth suit that we have full control over what we put in our mouths. I'm gonna share something with you because I think this is where a lot of people have to understand, like, what decision you have to make. It's easy to eat a meal and feel good, right? And that feel good, you know what I'm talking about, Coach, where you sit down and you can't move for 3-4 hours. You stuck. You stuck. You're like, oh man, I'm so full. But I want you to pay attention to your next day or how you sleep. Your nutrition dictates how you sleep, which then dictates your dreams, which then dictates your next morning, which then dictates your productivity of what you get done in that day and hopefully in the week. And when I changed my diet, you got to think, when I changed my diet, the next year, we was not only Defensive Player of the Year, right? A year after that, we went back to Defensive Player of the Year. And then the year in the middle of that, right after that, Ed Reed won Defensive Player of the Year. All three years, 4 years that when I changed my diet, I won 2 Defensive Players of the Year. Ed won one of those, and I was second in the race for that one. Bro, we switched out. And that's what I'm giving somebody else the challenge right now. Like, people look at my career and say, oh man, he a beast. It's what I was putting in my system that made me a beast.
Man, I tell you what, man, and I was reading some of the comments last week, and one lady said that she had her pizza packed for lunch. And she was like, after listening to the show, she was like, I threw my pizza away and I fast for lunch. And then she was just on her way to a healthy dinner. And so for somebody that's out there, we know you're starting to work out, and that's great, but put just as much attention, if not more, on that nutrition. Again, like Ray said, it even affects your workouts. Yeah. You understand how valuable it really is. Yeah. There's another thing that you've heard the saying before. It goes something like, health is not valued until sickness comes. But from this day forward, we want to think about living a life of prevention. When you eat healthy, make sure you're putting things in there to help with healing. I deal with inflammation, all those years of pounding and working. And so I'm constantly trying to get rid of some of this inflammation that we dealt with in that sand, uneven heels. All those things have an effect on your body years later. So a lot of my nutrition deals with turmeric, curriculum, and all those things that help get inflammation out. It don't have to be deep. Some people call it conscious eating, where you consciously aware of what you put in your body for a purpose. So it's different levels to this, man. But the point I want to make is, don't wait until you get sick to try to change the way you eat.
Yeah, right? Because you don't have to, people think you have to eat less, right, to look better, right? You don't have to eat less. You just have to eat well, right? You have to put the right things in your system. That's the key to life. The key to prolonging a happy, long life is there's a cure for every, the news and stuff, they're not going to tell you this, right? All of the medical companies, they're not going to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this. There is a cure for any and every disease that's on this earth, and it's found through nutrition. Facts. And that's where we have to know what's good for you. Everybody, if you're going to the doctor and the doctor is the only one who can tell you what your blood type is, and the doctor is the only one who can tell you what you should eat and what you should not eat with your blood type, you're already in trouble. That's half of the battle. You got to know what you can do and what you can't do. You got to know what slows you down. Everything that's for everybody, it ain't for everybody. Sometimes when I was younger and we used to pick up these big boxes of chicken, I used to always say, man, it's great. It's great at the time, but man, I pay for it for days. When everybody's gone, I pay for it for days, and I watch too many people in my family lose that battle. I think the bottom line is you cannot join this show every week and not change. But the only person that can change the human will is the human himself, herself. And we have a duty. The duty is how do we live a long, happy, and prosperous life? One of the key principles is you must take care of the body. You must take care of the body, and you must become so freaking anal about it to where nobody distracts what you're trying to do. That's why no matter who I'm around, they'll tell you it's certain things I'm not doing. It's simple math because I know what I feel like. A lot of people, man, I watch people look good and this and that. But when I get to the bottom line, the roots of who you are individually, I want you to ask yourself this question this week. How do you feel every day? How do you feel when you go to bed? How do you feel when you wake up? People ask me all the time, man, the problem with not eating meat and not eating all of these things that weigh me down is I have so much energy, it's crazy. My energy is through the roof. I can't sleep at night, I stay up all type of night, stuff like that, I try to go to sleep sometimes, close my eyes, close one eye, breathe. None of it.
That boy on that broccoli, that boy on that kale. But just to end it off, man, I love it, man. I admired that switch, man, when you left mama's food, man, and then really positively impacted. She loved you so much, how she changed it up. That's the best salmon I ever had in my life. It was an amazing ride, but to the people that are with us on this journey, it goes to what Edgerrin James said. Like everything was custom to him. Wow. Everybody's blood type is different. So just because you don't eat meat, don't judge people that do. Their blood type may require that. This is different for everybody, baby. So maybe the thing you get out of this is, let me go get my blood work done. Yeah. Let me talk to my doctor in this. What foods are good for me? What foods are not good for me? At the end of the day, we're trying to live a long life. We're trying to have a great quality of life. And we trying to have a balance within our healthy mind, our healthy body, and our healthy spirit. I look forward to talking to y'all next week.
Coach, it gets no better. I'll call you in 5 minutes as soon as I get done. I appreciate you, Coach.
Hello, bro.
Look, let's just round up, man, because I'm telling you, I enjoy the ability to inspire people by being the example. You got so many voices in this world. You got so many podcasts. You have so many shows. But I guess my question is, if you're listening to this show, are you really willing to change? Are you really willing to take that step to change the course of your life? Maybe you've been eating the way you wanted to eat your whole life, and maybe you don't know how bad it is on the inside. Like I said, we don't have those warning lights. Those warning lights is when you go and the doctor says something wrong, and then you say, uh-oh. But then sometimes it's too late when we get there. I want to give you a few takeaways this week, and this is the truth. And I want to leave you with these few things this week. If you don't change by listening to this show, it's not the show. It's what you're not applying to your life. Because you've heard these principles from many of people. Music, poetry, you've heard it. But are you applying it? I'm telling you this. When you get your pen and paper and write down your why, when you understand your why, a lot of people say, I'm gonna change. Oh, New Year's resolution coming up, right? Oh, I'm gonna switch out. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Let me tell you something. If you don't start swallowing greatness, you're in trouble. If you don't start chewing on joy, you will never understand what peace is. And if you have never tasted integrity, then you will never understand what character, a true character, stands for. Man, a person who can stand on those 2 feet, it's what they swallowing. I'm telling you, right now, my body is absorbed with faith. So imagine the mentality of a person who's built through greatness, through joy, through integrity, through character, through faith, through hope, and every day they find a different way to fall in love with themselves. That's the challenge this week. once again, thank you for joining the Ray Lewis Show. You know our motto, one life a day. There's absolutely no excuses not to find a better you. But this time, you got to do it for you. You got to do it for you and be the example for somebody else who may need it. God bless you. You guys take care. See you next week.